Hi there. If you're like me, you're tired of all the snow and you're starting to dream about going out to the golf course. It's March 9th up here in Canada, and the golf season is supposed to start in 5 or 6 weeks. So while we dream about going to the golf course, we should start thinking about getting ourselves fitted for a new set of clubs. Last September, I went out to the Titleist Performance Center and got fitted for a new driver. So let's go take a look back in September, where the weather's much nicer than today, and see what the Titleist Performance Center has to offer in the way of fitting golfers for new clubs.
My number one objective is education. That provides clarity and a better understanding of what's actually happening. That education hopefully will change the process of you never buying off the rack clubs again. Not here to sell you product, it'll speak for itself of course, but more so help you realize the importance of it. There's an analogy I like to use, and that's imagine running a marathon with shoes that don't fit. Would you perform well, and would you want to run that marathon again? Chances are no to both questions. And from there, you're going to realize how important optimally fit clubs are, not just from a shaft length lie angle standpoint, but a complementary standpoint in saying, hey, does this club support the next club beside it, and so on and so forth. So, all right, let's start with the left side of the screen. We're going to notice where the ball contacts on the club face. The highlighted number in red is the shot that we're talking about from a club and a ball variable standpoint. Going now into the center of the screen, you're going to see that the ball took off at 132 miles an hour, launched at 10 degrees, and spun at 2,700 RPM. Fantastic variable, except that I think in relation to your club head speed and where the ball was struck, you're going to lose a lot of ball speed. Increase your speed, increase your distance right off the bat. The green arrow indicates the club path, and the face itself was closed in relation to the target and created some side spin. Fortunately, the ball itself is probably in the left rough and maybe not your best option. Now let's talk about shots 2, 3, and 4. Clearly you can see that they're all struck virtually in the center of the club face, which is going to impart the most speed into the golf ball. You notice on shot number 1, your speed was 132 miles an hour when it came to ball speed. Not characteristic of shots 2, 3, and 4. And now if you look at this green, you're going to see that your average club head speed is 95 miles an hour. Your average ball speed is virtually 140 miles an hour. Your launch, which is the initial takeoff of the golf ball, is 12.1, which is absolutely through the dead center of the window we're looking for you to send the ball through. I kept the head loft the same on 3 of the drivers. I changed the shaft on every single one. Reason being is the shaft is the engine that drives the golf club. And I found a shaft that gave you very tight shot dispersion in the club face. When I see that, I know the shaft is firing at the right time for the player, and based on that player's swing characteristics. Okay, so here we have a screen that shows a comparison of 3 different drivers. We're going to go across the board looking at the different variables that affect the ball's performance. You indicated to me that the first driver that we tried was the best. Would you agree?
Yeah.
To you. So from a feel standpoint, driver number 1 felt great to you. Yeah. It happens to be driver A on the grid, which equated to the longest carry, the longest total, and the tightest shot dispersion, not only on the club face, but also on the fairway as well. So let's go and retest that driver and make sure it's still holding up.
I've got to tell you that there's nothing that feels as good as being able to hit a number of different drivers, get your own personal feedback, and then take a look at a computer screen and see what's actually happening on the club and see if that matches with what you're feeling. At the end of the day, I ended up with this Titleist D2 driver, and for the rest of the summer, or at least the rest of the fall I should say, I was hitting the ball straighter, further down the fairway, and I had shorter clubs into the greens, which was awesome. So if you want to check out the Titleist Center for yourself, go to Titleist.ca and click on Fitting Works on the left-hand side of the screen. Get yourself a new set of clubs. Have a great time. Enjoy your golf. Take care and have a great summer.